Last night we smashed Thunder Rock inside of Call of Dragons. Today I'm here to show you exactly how to do it just like we did in the Blood Moon Alliance. First things first, you're going to want to come in with 40 different marches. 40 is the max that you can bring in at this point in time, so that's exactly what you're going to try to do. The closer you get to 40, the more power you have. Now, as we had marked, you're going to try and bring in your T4s. They're going to be the ones that are going to have priority inside of this event. Tier 3s are going to be behind that, and if you have to go down to Tier 2s, they would be probably your last option. Now, notice when we're entering the arena, we are going along the outside. Also, take note of the different quadrants. There are 4 different quadrants that have a liquid inside of it, and that is what this evil bird is going to attack you with. It uses electricity, which then goes into those liquid spots and will essentially electrocute different portions of this arena. You're going to want to try and find yourself out of the way of that liquid when these electrocutions start to happen. Now, throughout this battle, you're going to notice that there's a lot of movement that happens with our heroes and with our marches. You cannot just stay in one spot, because when the bird flies up into the air and is not any longer attackable, it's going to then start throwing electric bolts down into the liquid, and it's going to then just kind of spread in between all of us that are standing inside that liquid. You'll see as we get a little bit further into this how I take quite a bit of damage for being in the wrong spot, well, at the wrong time. Now, like all of the behemoths that you've already encountered, once you touch that orange ring, which we are very close to, the battle will begin. Take note, you're going to want to bring 4 to 5 infantry marches to kind of take the front end and to kind of tank for all of the mages and archers that are going to be behind, which is the majority of the people that are going to be inside of here. You're also going to want to be wearing the mask if you're running infantry, so that you can just take that extra damage and have the bird attack you versus attacking all of us behind that are the mages. Now, you're going to have someone in charge of this battle, and they are going to call when it's time to go, and the battle has begun. Notice our infantry units are trying their best to do the tanking. Everyone else is pretty evenly spread out around the arena. You don't want to be too close to other people, because if the electric comes down, you're all going to take that damage. There's also different runes that become dropped by this bird. There are going to be 4 of them. They're healing runes, and they need to be purified. Maybe they're not called runes, but you'll see in a moment exactly what I'm talking about. When the bird's up in the air, you're going to want to purify these, and then there they are. They just all drop down. Each one of these needs to be purified, and then it will be able to be attacked, it being the bird. Notice it's up in the sky. We can't do any damage to it, so it's time that we get to those ruins and try to purify all of them. Electric bolts have shot up in that top quadrant. Now notice also, let's take a pause right here. I want you to take note of the circles around groups of troops. Those circles are random. It's around 3 groups of troops, and it's going to do damage to those people. If those people are near other people, those other people or the other marches will take damage as well. So when you have that ring around you, you're going to want to distance yourself from all other players. Another note is you're not going to want to all clump up together, because then it will triple harm everyone that's in range, and a lot of people will be running out of the arena dead. So notice that we're about to get these ruins taken down. Then we're going to be able to battle this bird yet again. This bird being Thunder Rock. We're up top working on that top one right there. Look at the electric bolts coming down in the left quadrant. Those people over there, those marches are taking damage. We have on the right hand side, one of the runes is being purified. Up top, the rune is also being purified, and people are taking damage along the way. Big Papa Nasty just getting kicked out right there because he was electrocuted being in that leftmost quadrant. There is a lot of movement, more movement than any other behemoth battles that we've found so far. Notice now the bird can be attacked. We all start going ham again. This one starts with 1 million damage, and we took it down to about 500,000 damage pretty quickly. But then when the bird went up in the sky, well, that's when things started to go crazy with the electricity and with those rings of electricity that really can do a lot of damage. So now it's down to 170,000 health, and the bird is going to take flight again. More of those runes have dropped, and now that's 4 more runes that we need to purify. We also need to make sure that we're not in a quadrant that's being electrocuted, because then we'll take damage. Notice that ball of electricity coming down right there? top node is electrocuted, I'm personally moving myself into the right node, and this is where I take a lot of damage. Rather than going to the center, I went over to that right-hand node, not noticing that fireball going, and look at my health. Almost down to nothing. But lucky for me, I don't die in this, and I actually do maintain my life with very, very little bit left. I'm hanging out in the middle because it's one of the safer places to be so that you don't get hit with those electricities. Another one is coming down in the southernmost compartment, and boom, there it goes. Also one over there in the west. And now the bird is going to be able to be attacked again soon. 3 of our units again are hit with the ring, and now we got one over on the right. They are very close to many of the players. A lot of players took damage there, but not enough damage to cause any deaths. Lucky for those players, they were not low in health. Now at this point in time, it's time to take down this bird with very little bit of health left. And then we have just accomplished, and you have as well because you followed the guide, you've accomplished another behemoth taming. It's ours now. Time to purify this beast so we can then have it fighting alongside with us. This is a pretty long purification. I mean, if you take a look, it started off at like 6 minutes. Once everyone gets in there and begins purifying, it was down to about 2 minutes. After this time, you are then going to have own, possess, and be able to control this bird, Thunder Roc, which was pretty cool. It was probably the most difficult battle yet because of the movement that you need to do to complete this battle. Now, the purification is going to happen. Let's fast forward so you can see that process. The bird is purified. We have mail. We have a victory. And we have rewards. And I know that you guys want to see what kind of rewards you get for doing this. And it's worth taking note that everyone in the Alliance, even the people that didn't participate, will also receive these rewards because that's how things work in Call of Dragons when you're fighting the behemoths. And check out me right here, 35 out of 40. I could have done better, but I could have done worse. And now here we are in the raid report, and it shows all the damage and the kills that was done by the behemoth during the battle. Electrostatic discharge, 877,000 damage, 0 kills though. Storm cage, 1 kill, 772,000 damage. Electrostatic discharge, 67,000, so on and so on. Then it proceeds to give you a list of all of the players and who they were, how much damage they did, and what place they were in your alliance to kind of give credit for those that were doing the most damage. And then of course the rewards, 500 gems, 1 territorial relocation, 3 60-minute speed ups, 5 60-minute training speed ups, 1 500,000 gold, and 1 500,000 wood, which we will claim, make ours, and be happy that we were victorious. Now, some tips that I will give you outside of the actual battle are make sure that you're there on time. As an alliance, you should have a scheduled time where everyone is going to meet, where the gates are going to open, and you are going to go take down your behemoth, whatever behemoth that may be. Coordination with your alliance on Discord or even in in-game chat, if that's how you choose to do it, is essential to be successful in any behemoth raid. And another great practice is to be on voice so that whenever your commander, leader, whoever's in charge is telling you what to do, you don't have to look at an in-game chat for it. You could have everyone right on voice. This is what we do in the Blood Moon Alliance, and every single time we have an event of any kind, the majority of us are on voice, able to communicate so that we can see as much success as possible, whether it be in behemoth raids, in war, or just general events that we're doing inside of Call of Dragons. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you found it valuable, consider subscribing to the channel because I'm putting out content for Call of Dragons every single day. Live streams, videos, shorts. We're having fun. We're loving the game. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.